Hello and welcome. In this video, I'm gonna show you how you can build your own data model on the Data Semantics Platform. So we actually now have this new data element repository here you can access and where you can very easily build your own data model. If you go here, you can just create a new list of data elements that you want to define. Now let's actually have something different for now, which is not related to healthcare. Let's have some recipe analyzer where we basically can define, let's just use some icon here. We can basically extract some data or define a data model not for healthcare now, but for a recipe. Now, if you're here, actually let's go to this form view. We can add our first data element. Let's start with maybe something like ingredients and can create this little group. Then you right click here and you can add another data element. Let's add our first data element question, like, is this meal vegetarian? This could be a value list in the CDE logic. Just have it like yes, no, Boolean question. Let's create that. Let's create another question. Right click, add data element. Is this meal vegan? As a follow-up question. And we can define this actually, right click on this. Then you can add a condition. And then basically we will add this as a condition so that this question, is the meal vegan, will only get asked here if it is already a vegetarian. Okay. Let's add another question on the ingredients. Maybe something like, is there cheese in the meal? So that was just simple for now, Boolean question. And then maybe let's actually add another group just to organize our data elements in the data model a bit, which could be something about, I don't know, like pasta. Let's have some questions about pasta. And let's have a question, is this a pasta meal? With another Boolean question. So for now we only have Boolean questions, so let's add something different actually. Like, what type of pasta is used? And this we can just have a free text, and we don't want to have categories for now for this. But however, may have this as a follow-up question to only if it is actually a pasta meal. So that third group, which could be something like general info about the recipe. Let's add another question here. For how many people is this recipe? This could be a numbers question. Let's add another one. How long does it take to make this meal or to cook this meal? It's another number. And finally, let's add just one last question. What type of cuisine is this meal? Maybe something like, let's have Mediterranean, Asian, African, and maybe let's just have others for now. So we have a bunch of questions now here, and these are also defined now in this format. You can actually also go here and download it, so we actually can see it in a form. So let me actually move that here. You can see we have like in a basic form where you could also print out and fill out yourself. There's another one I'm gonna do now. But we can also present this data in this table format, which is more like in an Excel style format, or you could also then organize it like this in this basic tree hierarchy. And also here we can just add CDEs or move them around or whatever. All right, but now if you actually want to do some extraction, let's go here, go and extract. And you see we now have this, all our questions here. in the Data Element Extractor. We go on click to continue. And when we can actually start doing that. So let's have some examples here. I actually prepared some text for that. Let's have some spaghetti carbonara. We do the extraction. We'll see, okay, is this meal vegetarian? No, as it has meat in there. Yeah. Is there cheese in the meal? That is correct, yes. Is it pasta meal? Of course. What type of pasta is your spaghetti? How many people? 30 minutes. What type of cuisine is this meal? Other. I actually didn't understand that this is Mediterranean, but okay, it's a bit unfortunate. Maybe so I mean, it is really important to have these questions clearly defined, otherwise the system may not necessarily understand it. Let's try something else, which is sushi. Maybe there it will understand it's an Asian meal actually. Is this meal vegetarian? No. Is it cheese? No. No cheese in there. Pasta? No, of course not. How many people? 2. 1 hour to cook. Okay, we didn't specify a unit here, which is actually not good. And okay, it's fine here that it is Japanese and Asian, therefore. Yeah, and this is very basically how you can do that. And we can also go back here, just go here and show it on the data element editor. You can download it also as a JSON file, which allows you to later also re-upload it again. You can actually then also go here, upload your JSON file. It would also store it in a local session, but not if you refresh the page or if you change something. For now, we do not have, unfortunately, a login system where you can actually store data in there, but for now you can also just download JSON files and re-upload them and thereby work with these kind of systems. And yeah, that's it. That's what I wanted to show you with the new Data Element repository. And I hope you find it useful. Thank you very much for listening.